There is a moment in your life when everything gets quiet. Not on the outside. On the inside. In that quiet moment you start to realize that something big is happening. Something you cannot ignore anymore. Something that keeps whispering to you when the world around you is loud. You may have been trying to push this feeling. You may have been telling yourself that you will deal with it later. You may have been saying that you are not ready. Deep down you already know that this is something big. You need to listen to this voice inside you. Not someone else. Your own voice. The voice that has been waiting for you to listen. The truth is, your life is not small. Your purpose is not random. Your existence is not an accident. If you have been feeling restless, like there is more to life, then that is not confusion. That is a signal. It is your soul trying to wake you up. Trying to tell you that you have outgrown the person you used to be. Growth is not comfortable. Growth feels like pressure. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like walking through fog without knowing what is ahead. You still need to move forward. Nothing changes in your life until you decide that staying the same is no longer okay. That decision does not come with big fanfare. It comes in moments like this. When something inside you says, enough. Enough waiting. Enough doubting. Enough settling for less than what you know you can do. You do not need permission to make a change. You do not need validation. You do not need everyone to understand what you are doing. Because most people will not understand. That is okay. This path is yours. It was never meant to be crowded. You have been through times. There were nights when you questioned everything. When you felt like giving up. When you felt like you were not strong enough. Let me remind you of something. You made it through every one of those days. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still standing. That means something. That means you're stronger than you think. If you survived those moments, then what makes you think you cannot handle what is coming next? You can. You absolutely can. Only if you stop playing small. Only if you stop hiding behind fear. Fear that feels like comfort. Comfort is not where you grow. You were created to evolve. To rise. To become someone that your past self would look at and say, wow, we really did it. You already know what you need to do. You have known it for a while. That idea. That dream. That step you have been avoiding. It is not unclear. It is just uncomfortable. You have been waiting to feel ready. Readiness is not something you wait for. You just decide. Then you figure it out along the way, so stop waiting for the moment. Because the perfect moment is a lie. It keeps you stuck. Start where you are. With what you have. Trust that you will grow into the person you need to become. You will doubt yourself. You will make mistakes. There will be days when you feel like you are going backwards. Every step you take still moves you forward. Even the ones that feel like failures. Because they teach you. They shape you. They prepare you. One day you will look back at this moment. The moment you almost ignored this feeling. The moment you almost stayed the same. You will be so grateful that you did not. That you listened. That you chose growth over fear. That you chose yourself over doubt. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not unworthy. You are simply in the middle of becoming. Becoming takes time. It takes courage. It takes showing up when you do not feel like it. Even when nobody is watching. When results are slow. If you stay consistent, if you stay true to yourself, if you keep moving forward, your life will change in ways you cannot even imagine right now. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when everything is perfect. Now. This is something. You needed to hear this. Because down you already knew. You were meant for more. It is time to start acting like it. When you really accept that your life is meant for more, something inside of you starts to change. You can feel it when you make decisions, when you are quiet, and when you start to walk from things that you used to think you could not leave. This is the point where a lot of people get scared. It is not because they do not want things to change, it is because they do not trust themselves to handle what comes next. You might be feeling this way now, standing at the start of a new part of your life. You want to move, but you are also thinking about all the things you might have to let go of. Every new part of your life will require you to become a version of yourself. This means you will have to let go of habits, old ways of thinking, and old excuses. Sometimes you will even have to let go of people you know. It is not that they are people, it is just that they belong to a part of your life that you have outgrown. Growing and changing can feel like you are losing something, but what you are gaining is more important. You are gaining yourself. It is not easy to choose yourself, especially when you have spent a time choosing what is comfortable, choosing what other people want, and choosing what feels safe. There comes a time when you realize that staying in the same place is hurting your spirit. It is more painful to stay where you're than to take a step into the unknown. That is when everything changes, not all at once but deep down, in a way that no one can take away from you. You do not need to have everything figured out, you do not need a plan, and you do not need to know what will happen next. The truth is, you will only become clear about what you want when you start taking action. Every step you take will show you what to do, but you have to be willing to move forward. You have to trust that even if you cannot see the path, you can still take the next step. There will be times when your mind tries to hold you back, when it reminds you of the times you failed, the times you doubted yourself, and the times you were afraid. You have to remember that your mind is trained by your past, and your future is not limited by your past unless you let it be. When your mind says, you cannot do it, you have to answer with action, not with excuses. Action is the thing that can overcome fear, Maybe you are waiting for a sign, something to tell you that it is time to move forward. What if this moment right now is the sign you have been waiting for? What if this feeling, this message, is the confirmation you need? It is not that it will give you all the answers, but it will remind you that you already have what it takes inside of you. You do not need to become someone, you just need to stop doubting who you are. You are not here to live a life that looks good to people but feels empty to you. You are here to build a life that's real, meaningful, and makes you feel alive. That kind of life requires courage, discipline, and showing up every day even when you do not feel like it. Motivation will go, but it is commitment that will change everything. There will be days when you feel like you can do anything and days when everything feels heavy again. You have to remind yourself why you started. Not just the surface level reason, but the deep reason that keeps you awake at night. That reason is what will carry you through when your emotions cannot. Do not compare your journey to someone's journey. You do not see their struggles, their doubts, and their fears. You only see the parts, and comparing your life to someone else's highlights will always make you feel like you are falling behind. But you are not. You are on your path, moving at your own pace, learning what you need to learn. One day everything will make sense. The struggles, the delays, the lessons, they will all. You will realize that nothing was wasted. Everything was preparing you for this part of your life. So do not